We now return to etc., etc., etc. And here's your host, Nicole Jacinto.
Welcome back, folks. I am here today with Mr. Vernie Atienza. He is the General Manager of the Philippine Retirement Authority. Now, welcome back, Mr. Atienza. Yeah. You didn't go anywhere. You're just here. Actually, you can watch us via Facebook. Go to www.facebook.com/Dzrj810am, or you can also see us on Ustream. Go to www.ustream.tv/channel/Dzrj-810-am, or you can text us now. You can text us at RJAM space your message and send to 2256. Anyway, Mr. Atienza and I were discussing, the things that the Philippine Retirement Authority does, and we said when we returned from that short break that we took that we would talk more about why the Philippines is the best retirement destination in all of Southeast Asia. So I'll give the floor to Mr. Atienza so that he can, expound on it a little bit more.
Well, why not the whole world?
That's right. Not just Southeast Asia. Philippines is a great place to retire anywhere in the world. Okay.
Well, of course, I'll be a biased speaker, no? Because I'm promoting the Philippine Retirement Authority and the whole country as a retirement destination. I suppose one is we don't have winter here.
Yes, that's
so no heating costs. That's a big relief to many people.
It is.
And then we speak English.
Yes.
So the problem of communication is not as magnified as if in the cases where the people don't speak English. This is basically the lingua franca of the whole world.
Yes, actually, yes, English is still the fastest growing language. A lot of people are learning how to speak English. It's more people are learning how to speak English than Chinese. No, some people think, a lot of people have to learn how to speak Chinese or Spanish, but English is still is the lingua franca.
Yeah, it's the lingua franca.
I haven't heard that phrase.
Even the Chinese are fast learning.
Yes, they're fast learning how to speak English.
The Koreans come here.
Yes, to learn English.
Practice their English. Okay. So then the other one, I think generally the cost of living is cheap, very cheap compared to many countries. No, our competitors are practically in the same what they call latitude, ba?
Yes, yes.
So in the Western Hemisphere, our competitors are Costa Rica, Panama, Nicaragua, Ecuador. Ecuador seems to be the fast rising.
Also,
as far as its retirement is concerned. In this part of the world, of course, it's Thailand, Malaysia. No, let's say Filipino Americans in the States, unless they want to practice their Spanish.
Yes.
They're better off coming to the Philippines.
Coming back here.
Although, of course, Costa Rica, etc. are nearer the U.S. So, language is another thing. Cost of living. And then, practically, all the amenities that you find in developed countries, you find here.
Yes, you do.
But, name the foreign brands. They're practically all here.
Yes.
On top of that, you have the Filipino brands.
Yes.
Shopping is, I say, excellent. It's above quality. It's really above, very much above average. We don't have the shopping centers as big as the ones in Singapore, for example. But we have very substantial shopping centers. I think MOA.
And here
Mall of Asia is even bigger than any mall you find even in Singapore.
And here you have more of a choice, no? Because you don't have to spend that much to get decent goods. Because you can go for the brand names, or you can go for our local brands, or there's more of a choice.
You have a wide range.
Here. You have a wide
especially
range.
Because we're near the factory of the world, which is China.
Yes, that's true.
A lot of the goods produced in the world are now based in China, and we're very near China, so we have that kind of advantage. So it helps bring down our cost of living. And then we have excellent medical facilities.
Yes, that was what I was going to say.
And our people, I think when you really think about it, it's really the Filipino. Yes. It's really the Filipino brand, the Filipino care, the Filipino pakisama, the Filipino way of engaging people. It's their hospitality and their warmth, no?
I mean, we do send a lot of Filipinos abroad who are, for example, nurses or caregivers or doctors. They're all in that field or in the hospitality management field, like they're in HRM. So when you come here, you get the same thing, and maybe you can get the best of the best, and maybe we can keep some of our good people whom we send abroad if they have options here. Like if the Philippine Retirement Authority is able to get more retirees to come here and they invest, then maybe some of the Filipinos wouldn't have to be separated from their families.
We certainly hope so, no?
Yes.
Because, this is a unique stage in world history right now. Most of the people are in the developed countries are really growing old. The proportion of old people is fast increasing, or steadily increasing. The baby boomer generation has started to retire, and that will mean a wave of 20 plus 20. The next 20 years, you have the baby boomers retiring, and then you can compute more or less the number of years that they will live beyond retirement. So, parang this is a 40-year wave, wherein retirement will be a great opportunity globally.
It is a great business opportunity, and it's so necessary.
And it's so bagay to the Philippines.
It is.
Let's say we have 7,107 islands. That's a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
If you want the blue skies, green countryside, blue waters, we have a lot of that in the Philippines because we're an archipelago.
Exactly.
Diba?
And if you want the hustle and bustle of the city, well, we've got places like
Not
Metro.
too far.
Yes, exactly.
We have many metropolitan areas, Cebu, Davao, Bacolod, Manila, Metro Manila.
I was going to say also the point that you made about we speak English. Even let's say you gave an example, Costa Rica. Let's say that's closer to the U.S. and the Filipino Americans who have lived there and maybe want to retire to somewhere closer. You said unless they want to practice their Spanish. The other thing here, in relation to medical care and healthcare, is that if you speak English, and most of our doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals speak English, or pharmacists. It's actually when you're sickly or you're getting older, or even when you're younger and you're sick and you have to go to the ER, you have to deal with a lot of diseases. Well, not diseases, but you know what I mean, health issues. It really makes a difference when you have a common language. Can you imagine explaining someone in a language that you're not that good at your second language, your ailment, the pain you feel, and then when they talk to you, you're like, oh, does my doctor really understand me? Does my nurse understand me? That's very stressful. So even in that sense alone, it's not just the everyday easy way of communicating with everyone around you, and not being afraid of getting cheated by, let's say, a taxi driver or whatever. Sorry, taxi drivers. I know not all of you are like that, and I know some of you are listening, but it's happened. It happens. Even just in terms of dealing with your medicine, buying your medicine, like you're making sure that they're giving you medicine for your high blood sugar and not some sleeping pill that will knock you out. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
That's correct, Nicole. Our ability to communicate, and to communicate in English will be definitely an advantage. But we must note also that we need more translators and interpreters
for their
that
languages.
We can accommodate more of the Japanese, more Koreans, more Germans.
And what are the ranking, let's say, of foreign retirees who enroll in this program and who come to the Philippines to retire? What are the biggest groups?
Interestingly enough, and yet it's not surprising, the biggest nationality is Chinese.
Chinese, okay.
Around 48% are Chinese. A good proportion from the mainland and from Taiwan and Hong Kong.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Koreans and Japanese, Americans, Australians, also the Europeans, but they're in terms of proportion, they're way down compared to the North Asians.
Okay, in terms of you mentioned something earlier over the break. What is the social dynamics unit? You said that's the fun part.
Yeah. We're part of the DOT.
Okay.
Diba? We're part of the DOT, and our retirees, they want things to do. They want action.
Yeah, to go out and maybe go for a boat ride. things, not just stay at home,
And they see the Philippines as one big playground. No? So if you put one and one together, na-realize namin the DOT among many government bodies offers a lot of these interesting activities. No? Like we have within Intramuros administration, no, various tours are possible, which the foreigners can enjoy and learn a lot about our culture and
in
history.
In a very convenient manner.
Very interesting manner. And then under DOT also we have the National Parks Development Committee and so on and so forth. No, so if we lined up all the sister units or agencies in DOT, and we realized there are many things that can be done.
Yes.
The retirees can have a full schedule from January 1 to December 31, just following the DOT calendar. Kasi madaming festivals.
Actually, there are a lot of things that you can...
So many things can be done in this country, no, from month to month, from week to week. Siyempre, depende na sa resources din ng tao.
Yes, that's
Kasi
true.
it takes some doing to fly from one part to the other, to travel from one part to the other.
I'm getting jealous. Can we join this even though we're not retirees?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be great, no? To really explore our country and see it as a playground, to see it through the eyes of the retirees as you're hoping to parlay it to them. We would really foster such much greater love for our country and the desire to to do better. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, daming this job is made even more interesting kasi it allows made more interesting by the fact that we get to learn about so many places that we were not aware of before, no, which we have to kasi we're following a policy of inclusiveness.
Yes.
Each town and city wants to be promoted as a possible retirement site. No? So we came up with this portion of our website called Radar.
Yes, the Radar. I was going to ask you about that. What is this portion of your website called Radar? Is it
this portion of the website puts each town and city in the global radar of the potential retiree and of the potential developer of retirement facilities. So we created a template which includes the various types of information that a potential retiree or a potential developer might be looking for with regard to his decision to retire or to create a retirement facility. So we have tried to put as much information following the template, no, in the radar section. Each town and city, 1,635 or 34 of them, no, have a page, no, wherein information is presented about them. So what we have done is, together with links to their respective websites, what we have done is we have allowed each town and city to present itself. So walang pantay-pantay sila.
Pantay-pantay.
No? We're not putting anybody down, but each one has an opportunity to raise himself up.
Yes.
No? Mag-compete na sila. Let's say Tagaytay will compete with Cebuto or whatever. Bahala na.
That's right.
Yung mga tao naman, they like Cebuto eh.
Yeah, they
diba?
like Cebuto, or somebody prefers Bacolod, or
Bacolod,
there's Davao, there's Tagaytay,
Batangas and Batanes.
Exactly. Baguio maybe,
Yeah,
this is it's good what you're doing. It's very integrated. You're giving a service to foreign retirees and also to our local industries, our cities, our barangays, our towns. It's put together and you're so organized and very, very fair about the way you're going about it. I want to ask you a little bit more about who are the potential retirees of the SRRV program. When we get back after the short break, we'll just do the VOA news and we'll be right back. So stay tuned. And by the way, all of you out there, even those of you if you're thinking of retiring, those who are listening to us also via the internet in other countries, come to the Philippines. Even if you want to retire at 35, come to the Philippines and retire here. I am so much more confident now that I'm speaking to Mr. Atienza, who's a general manager, I can see that they have all these new programs and that they're really going to push through with it. But we'll be right back to tell you about who are the potential retirees and who can avail of these services. Stay tuned.